Okay, so today we're going to go ahead and divide polynomials. When you divide polynomials, one thing that we can use is synthetic division. So the only time that we're allowed to use synthetic division, though, is when what you're dividing by is in this form x minus c. Now, what that means is c must be a constant and the coefficient of x must be a 1. So let's go through and do that. And we're going to go ahead and divide this by x minus 2. Now, the way you do synthetic division is think of this as x minus c is equal to 0. So this is x minus 2 is equal to 0, or x is equal to 2. And if we get no remainder when we divide, that means this is a 0 and it will cross the x-axis. So let's go ahead and take a look at our coefficients that we're bringing down. We are bringing down a 6, a negative 19, a 16, and a positive 4. So it becomes 6, negative 19, 16, and 4. So the first thing I want to go ahead and do with this is bring down the 6. So whatever this first number is, it just comes directly down and I rewrite it underneath. The next step is I take the 2, or whatever number is outside of here. I take it, I bring it down, I multiply it times 6. 2 times 6 is 12. Therefore, I would put a 12 here. I now add the negative 19 and the positive 12 to get a negative 7. And now I repeat the process. Now go ahead and take the 2, bring it down, multiply it times 7. 2 times negative 7 will go ahead and give us a negative 14. Take and add the 16 and the negative 14, and that will leave you with a 2. And then we start the process all over again. Okay, so for the last time, I go ahead and I take the 2, bring it down, multiply it times this 2. Then I bring that up, and that gives us a 4, which gives us a remainder of 8. Now, what does that mean? That means that I started off with 6x to the third. I divided 1x out, so my remaining polynomial is going to be 6x squared minus 7x plus 2 plus 8, but that 8 is over my divisor. I divided that by x minus 2. Now, this is not a 0 because you have that 8, which is a remainder there. Now, if I were to change this question and do a question just like it, but now it was 6x to the third minus 19x squared plus 16x minus 4. And I was dividing that by x minus 2. Everything would stay the same, right? Everything would stay the same. It would still be 2. My coefficient matrix that come down would be 6, negative 19, 16, only now that would be a negative 4. All of the same math is the same. The 6 would come down. Then I would have 2 times 6, which is 12. I add negative 19 plus my 12 and get negative 7. Then I go ahead and take 2 times negative 7, which is my negative 14. I go ahead, 16 minus 14 gives me a 2. only this time now, when I go ahead and take the 2 and multiply it times 2, still a positive 4, but now I have a remainder of 0. So what that means is when I rewrite this, it would become 6x squared minus 7x plus 2. And we know that x minus 2 is an original factor. So I can tell you that the original polynomial, that 6x to the third minus 19x squared plus 16x minus 4 is equal to x minus 2 times 6x squared minus 7x plus 2. If I wanted to find the remaining zeros, we would either have to factor this, which that doesn't factor, or use a quadratic equation. And we'll save that for another lesson.